The whole event really started and ended within just 2 hours. At around 4:15 local time, a few anti-tank projectiles were fired toward northern Israel from Lebanon by Hezbollah. They soon admitted that they were the ones that fired the projectiles. The IDF almost immediately said there were no casualties in that launch, but they did respond with more than 100 of their own projectiles into Lebanon, both airstrikes as well as artillery, those airstrikes coming from attack helicopters. Netanyahu said in a statement very soon after that there wasn't even a scratch on any of those soldiers, but an IDF ambulance was hit in a position near the northern kibbutz Avivim, a military position right beside that kibbutz, which is right on the Israel-Lebanon border. Now, that initial projectile from Hezbollah in Lebanon was in response to an attack in Syria last week by Israel that killed 2 Hezbollah operatives operating from Syria. So they immediately said that this event was in response to those soldiers dying last week.
The Lebanese Prime Minister has reportedly called the US Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, along with France's top diplomat, to discuss the events and ask for them to intervene. Let's bring in political analyst and investigative journalist Andrei Vilcek, who's currently in Beirut. Good evening to you, Andrei. The attacks,
Hello.
the counterattacks that we're seeing, what do you think we're witnessing here? Why is this happening?
Well, Israel actually attacked 4 countries about 8 days ago. It was an attack on Syria, on Iraq, and they used also Palestine, and they used drones to attack Lebanese territory, which was basically, according to the president of Lebanon, a declaration of war. Almost immediately, leader of Hezbollah, Nasrallah, went on the television and said that there is going to be a measured response, that they are going to retaliate, basically. Nothing happened for several days until today, when Hezbollah apparently fired anti-tank missiles, and according to Hezbollah, they hit the tank and they killed several people, including the general of Israeli army. Now, this is totally disputed by the Israeli media, but according to the Hezbollah, yes, it took place, and there are some videos circulating now in Lebanon that are showing how Israeli soldiers are carrying a soldier towards the helicopter and being evacuated, obviously wounded one. So we don't know right now whom to trust. All we know is that the missiles were fired from the border region of Lebanon towards Israel as a retaliation, and that there are disputed informations about casualties. Israel fired back 100 missiles, and again, we don't know the number of casualties or any casualties here in Lebanon. I was at the border 1 week ago. The situation now is totally different, of course, and the border is sealed. It's impossible to even come close to the blue line and to the area controlled by the United Nations, by UNIFIL. It is obvious that UNIFIL is not doing much. Actually, there is under consideration that their numbers will be cut, and generally there is not much they are doing at all. 1 week ago, when tension was already high, I saw, for example, Indonesian soldiers of UNIFIL taking selfies right 10 meters from the borderline and from the wall that was recently constructed by the Israel.